Chevy with some rust on her. This is a 2025 with about 15,000 miles on it.
Again, I guess it's true. If you can't buy it, you just got to build it. Because finding a good truck these days is almost impossible. Ford is failing to fix their recalls. This is a 2014 F-150 and it's got a pretty crazy recall on the transmission. Now I wonder why I hate on Chevrolet so much. This is why. That Blazer has an engine problem. That one, transmission, bad trans, bad trans, bad trans, bad trans, engine problem, bad trans.
Why the heck on a $60,000 truck are the wheels have a plastic cover on them?
Oh Ram, this is the 13th time on my 1-year-old truck that the engine light has come on for the same problem.
Is this a Chevy thing? 320 miles and already got a check engine light on?
Brand new tow truck. Brand new tow truck, no stickers on it. 35 miles on the odometer and it already has a check engine light on. How the hell?
All my friends warned me not to get a 6.0. I haven't even made it 30 minutes.
This morning we've got a 2026 L5P. It's only got 9,000 kilometers on this thing.
Driving this piece of junk F-150. I might have to go and lemon law this one, this Bronco right here. It's leaking right in this track right here, which I'm going to show you right now. There it is. Oh, you fucking gotta be kidding me, man.
Absolutely criminal that these new cars don't have to come with a spare tire anymore, because I just realized
millions of Americans are deeply regretting their new truck purchases right now, and the reason isn't a secret. Before we dive into the details, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the
People wonder why I hate on Chevrolet so much. This is why. That Blazer has an engine problem. That one, transmission, bad trans, bad trans, bad trans, bad trans, engine problem, bad trans. And we also got a Traverse inside getting an engine. Now, is this because Chevrolet is that bad? Well, yes and no. I mean, there is a lot of them on the road, so there's going to be a lot to repair. But we still see them more than we see America's best-selling pickup, the F-150, which has its own issues. After all, we are a transmission shop, and Chevys are definitely known for bad transmissions. So I am thankful a little bit for Chevrolet, because without all these trucks going bad, I'd probably starve. It's like I always said, the 4L60 paid for most of my college. Stay dirty and subscribe.
Is this a Chevy thing? 320 miles and already got a check engine light on?
all my friends warned me not to get a 6.0. I haven't even made it 30 minutes. Look at all that coolant. Oh, and oil. Oh, yeah. Why the heck on a $60,000 truck are the wheels have a plastic cover on them? This is a plastic cover. So I'm about to take off this wheel and I'll show you. They literally glue a plastic cover on top of a metal rim. It's just so cheap and phony looking. I mean, I already hate plastic fender flares on top of metal. It just looks funky. But to do this on an actual wheel is just hilarious. I wasn't joking. Literally glue on a plastic cover. So here's the actual wheel, and then you got a plastic cover all the way through. Because at first I was like, what is this? And then I realized that's actually the metal. That's the aluminum. And then they got a plastic cover going on in through there. I mean, I get it's one thing to save money and I guess saving weight, but you're buying a car, paying for these upgraded wheels because they're 20-inch wheels, and then basically getting this hunk of junk. You can go on Amazon and buy stuff like this. It's just absolutely criminal that they're charging you money for this stuff from the factory. You can go on Amazon and buy wheel covers. They're like $40 or $50. Having to pay thousands of dollars to get upgraded wheels, and this is what you're getting? Crazy.
I might have to go and lemon law this one, this Bronco right here. It's leaking right in this track right here, which I'm going to show you right now. All right, so it started. So last week, this is the same truck that button engaged right there, which shuts the engine off when you stop, doing 75 miles an hour down the expressway now. I've never even had the top off this Bronco. I bought myself one and I bought her one. Like, when I twist it, I'm going up on the driveway. There it is. Oh, you fucking gotta be kidding me, man. Dude, this is like 75 grand of fucking...
And I can see if we've taken the tops down. We've never taken the tops off.
Yeah, I've never taken the top off. It's got 3,000 miles on it, dude. This truck is brand new. And look, I'm going down my driveway. You can hear the top moving.
I think the water is all ran down here already.
And the top is leaking. You gotta be kidding me. So now my Bronco's leaking water. How did that just happen?
It was raining all day today.
Yeah, but
and, well, when you came back on
you're like,
the driveway.
Hold on. You can see the water right here, how much dripped, but it was coming down here good. Coming right from here. I don't know. Right there. So unfortunately, my new Bronco, the roof is leaking now. 3,000 miles, and it's leaking all inside.
Ford is failing to fix their recalls. This is a 2014 F-150 and it's got a pretty crazy recall on the transmission. Now I have the recall right here and it reads that a problem with the transmission lead frame and output speed sensor will cause this vehicle to downshift into first gear at random times, including at highway speeds, which increases the risk for a crash. Now obviously that's a safety concern and should be taken care of immediately. Now the lead frame is just a fancy term for wiring harness. All it does is take the connections from here and take them to the solenoids. And it also houses both transmission speed sensors, one right here and one right here. It sits on top of the valve body and you have to remove the valve body to get it out, which with a lift is not too hard of a job. But when I called my local Ford dealer to get this recall done for the customer, they told me they didn't have a transmission tech that could do it. And instead the customer would have to drive an hour away to their other dealership where they have a transmission tech that can do it. So instead of getting this job done for free, he now has to pay us to do it for him. And we can't even get the OEM part. We got to use a Dorman replacement. These lead frames from Ford stay on back order, and not to mention they cost more than the Dorman product. Now you know I don't like to use aftermarket parts, but when you're working on a Ford, does it even really matter?
Brand new tow truck. Brand new tow truck, no stickers on it. 35 miles on the odometer, and it already has the check engine light on. How the hell?
Bro, what? I did my research. I was hoping it wouldn't be true. 2025, Colorado. You see that? 770 miles. Check engine light. Getting ready to go home from work. Bro, what?
Driving this piece of junk F-150. Ford has really gone downhill. I mean, the cars have, like, technological wise, they're incredible. Don't get me wrong. And with that comes problems. And a fix now for a Ford F-150 when something like this dash or this goes out or whatever, all the technology they have, it's like $20,000 to fix. Like, who's fixing that once it's out of warranty? Something you need to think about when you're purchasing these. But Ford's running into some problems. This one has that V6 twin turbo, nothing but problems. My Bronco has the 4 turbo, which is a much better engine. Been around for a long time. It just, man, it's just too much, I think. We don't need all this stuff.
Video if you've bought a new truck recently or are thinking about it. I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments section below.
It's absolutely criminal that these new cars don't have to come with a spare tire anymore. Because I just realized on my last Maverick, it didn't have a spare tire. It's like a $110 option now from Ford to have a spare tire on your Maverick. I mean, can you just imagine you're on the side of the road, you look down and realize, oh shoot, I got a flat. Now I got to call a tow truck. Just like think about how bad that is. Like $110, you get a spare. Don't pay $110, you don't get a spare. And it's funny because like the Maverick, right? You see there's obvious space for that spare. I get on some new cars, maybe you don't have the trunk space to put a spare. And then you got to put like one of those mini donuts or you got to put a inflator in there. But nothing will ruin your day more than finding out you don't have a spare tire. Because actually, that's happened to me once before. One of my sisters borrowed my dad's car. This had been like 10 years ago. And they hit the sidewall and they popped it, right? And at that time, too, it was hilarious. The car did not have a spare. It had an inflator and like the sealant you could put in there for your tire if you have like nails and stuff. So then you got to spend $200 on a tow truck alone, maybe even $300. I mean, the tow truck is expensive now. It's like $4 or $5 a mile if you have to pay for it.
Yeah, the turbo. Turbo was making noise. This was hottest car back in the days. People would kill to have that. Let's start it. Smells all right. No animal smell in here. No check engine light. Oh, engine doesn't run good. It's the back turbo. I can hear the turbo. Who wants to have a car in this weather with no AC? 2.0, 4-piston engine. Yeah, with turbo. Turbo was making noise. You're probably looking at $1,500 to $2,000 damage. Repairs. The price did good, but you never know if it's going to bring this price in the auction. But it's a nice car. I like it.
This morning we've got a 2026 L5P. It's only got 9,000 kilometers on this thing. And it's a crank no start. So we can't get the thing to run. It won't build fuel pressure for whatever reason, fuel rail pressure. And if you come and you look down in behind the injection pump, that valley is right full of diesel fuel. That's not coolant down there. Way down. Yeah, see, it's right full of diesel fuel. So I don't know what exactly is going on. I tried commanding the regulator to try to get it to build any kind of pressure. I pinched off the return line from the fuel rail. That made no difference. So obviously something's leaking back here. Not really sure what exactly it is, but we got a new pump for this thing, so we're gonna pull this one out. Maybe we'll find something on the backside, maybe we won't, but either way, gotta throw a new injection pump on this L5P.
So have you guys heard about the transmission failures in the GM trucks?
2014 GMC Sierra with the 6L80 transmission. Customer states it goes in the neutral.
And would you believe that on this truck, the transmission failure was over a $99 part?
That's right. This is the transmission cooler line bypass valve, which stuck itself in the closed position.
And what it's supposed to do is close to help warm up the transmission and then open to cool it down. Well, when they stick in the closed position, they cook the transmission. Insert picture here of the metal filings on my finger when I swiped on the inside of this valve.
So this is the old transmission. The new one's getting installed.
And our recommendation is at every service interval of a fluid and filter change, replace that bypass valve. It's only $100. It could save you $5,000.
We have this brand new 2024 Duramax with 45,000 miles on it, and it's throwing the code P0747, which is a solenoid stuck open code.
Actually, it's a solenoid stuck on code. So that can be a hydraulic mechanical problem at the same time. P0747 can actually be a problem in an 8-speed and a 10-speed, like 10L80, 10L90, and 10L1000. So the descriptor can say that the solenoid is stuck on, which means that the pintle is forced to force the valve to move against spring pressure, and hydraulic pressure flows through to apply a clutch. So what if the clutch is there and it's still stuck on, or the valve does not move and release back, and indicates a problem that it did not engage or release from one gear ratio to the next.
P0747 indicates that transmission control solenoid valve 1 is stuck off. Service Bulletin 24-NA-088 will instruct the technician to remove the transmission fluid pan and inspect for clutch debris. Feed limit low valve can wear out as low as 30,000 miles. Excessive side load wear in the feed limit low valve can reduce the amount of pressure that's going to the default solenoid and the control valves. Pressure loss can put the transmission into default mode at highway speeds, and this is the reason for the momentary wheel lockup.
Oh, have you run into quality issues? Or has your truck been rock solid? The core issue comes down to cheap manufacturing materials and terrible quality control.
GM issued a statement saying, do not drive. Wow, do not drive. But in worst case situations, GM says that it could potentially cause the wheels in the back to possibly lock up while you're driving. So if you're in one of these affected vehicles, GM does not want you to drive it. Think about how serious that has to be. Manufacturers do not casually tell customers, hey, don't drive your truck. That is a massive move, guys. Okay, so are you guys ready for this? How does a brand new truck leave the factory missing parts? We're actually talking about internal drivetrain components that are missing from these brand new vehicles. But according to the reports, these are the affected vehicles: your 2026 Silverado half-tons, your Chevy Tahoes, Suburbans, GMCs, Yukons, Yukon XLs, Escalades, and of course the ESVs. If you've owned a vehicle from 2015 to 2020 that has received a replacement transfer case, be on the lookout for that one too, because that's very possible that you could have the same issue that these brand new 2026s are having. I just feel like I'm repeating myself because I just did a video on this last year on the Allison. But again, here we go. I feel like a broken record. This one very important defect on this truck can potentially leave you stranded. Let me just tell you what you need to know here. According to recall reports, certain transfer cases were assembled without the oil pickup tubes. What is an oil pickup tube? I'm glad you asked. A transfer case oil pickup tube is basically what allows a transfer case to properly lubricate itself. But just think of it like the transfer case's way of sucking fluid and directing oil where it needs to go. So inside the transfer case, you've got bearings, you've got chains, you've got gears and moving parts, and they're spinning constantly. And without proper lubrication, these parts, they're generating heat really fast. Now guys, I'm not saying all of the transfer cases are missing these oil pickup tubes, but this GM recall that I'm talking about specifically, some transfer cases were actually missing that pickup tube completely in the transfer case. So instead of properly circulating fluid, certain internal components may not actually get enough lubrication. So what actually happens then? So the bearings, they can overheat, metal starts wearing down. This is also an important one. This is something that you can visually inspect, the debris contaminants in the fluid. You can just dump your fluid out and just see if there's any glitters in it, see if there's any little pieces of metal in there. You'll know right away. But in worst case situations, GM says that it could potentially cause the wheels in the back to possibly lock up while you're driving. I mean, think about it, guys. This isn't some software issue or some sensor glitch. This is actually a missing mechanical component inside of the drivetrain. That's really important. I'd rather have an electrical problem. So naturally, the first thing that I started wondering was, how does this even happen? How does one transfer case get the pickup tube installed while another one somehow doesn't? There's just a lot of questions like, was it a supplier issue? That's a big one. If it's going through the assembly line, did a worker just forget to install it? Was there a machine malfunction? Did quality control completely miss it? This is the one that I'm really pondering right now. How does GM actually know which trucks got transfer cases that are missing pickup tubes? How do they know? Because the recall is pushed out with VIN numbers, but what do they need to do to make this right? Do they need to pull the transfer case, take it apart, and just make sure that the pickup tube's in there? With the lubrication not properly getting to the gears, with it heating up fast, how long will these actually last? How long will these transfer cases last? I wish the professor was here to answer this question. He's probably watching this video, but Mark, you let me know as well in the comments, because as far as I'm concerned, I would say one good drive and that's kind of it, but some of these are lasting a lot longer than that, so I'm not too sure. Just think about it for a second, guys. So once the transfer case leaves the supplier, they're getting installed into thousands of trucks. So how does GM suddenly narrow it down to specific VIN numbers? This is really the kicker right here, and any red-blooded American that's watching this video, I kind of have an idea of what you're thinking, because that's kind of the first thing that hit my mind. It has nothing to do with the
buyer beware. If you are considering getting a GM product, please, for the love of God, stop. Don't do it. I bought a brand new 2026 Yukon AT4 Ultimate on December 29th of 2025. That vehicle has been in the shop for 3 times. It's currently still there. It has an engine light on and is misfiring. It has multiple engine codes. So stay the heck away from them. I am really regretting my purchase. It was big and it was beautiful and it was what I wanted, but now I am regretting it. So hopefully GM will do better and get it fixed or buy it back.
Hey, while I'm on my lunch, I figured I would share with y'all about my car. So I drive a 2018 Yukon, GMC Yukon, and while I love the Yukon, and I know all the other mamas love the Yukon, I'm gonna let you know at 140,000 miles, I had to get a brand new transmission. Actually, you don't get a brand new one. When you go get another one, they give you like a refurbished one, I guess. I don't know. But it comes with a warranty. It comes with a 3-year warranty. And thank God it does, because now at 174,000 miles, I'm having to take it back to the shop for transmission issues. So I'm just letting you know that you might want to think about that. I'm not saying I wouldn't buy another Yukon, but I might buy a diesel Yukon.
Thank you, GMC. This is my brand new fucking car, and I have 117 miles I have to drive to get to work, and have to listen to this thing binging, telling me that my hood is open when my hood is not open, and send a notification to OnStar that somebody's trying to break into my car through the hood. Thank you, GM fucking C.
We're seeing brand new trucks breaking down with under 2,000 miles on the odometer, suffering from major transmission failures, harsh shifting, and total mechanical meltdowns before owners even hit their first service interval. With repair costs skyrocketing and build quality dropping, these modern pickups are turning into absolute money pits. The bottom line? Stay away from these cars until manufacturers actually step up and fix these major reliability defects.